Hey guys, this is part 2 of what I learned using DroneDeploy for aerial mapping. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at it yet, I recommend taking a look at part 1 of this video series. It'll give you some context. But to recap, I was hired to record or fly over 3,000 acres of a property on the Mississippi River to provide an aerial map for a customer. And I'll just go ahead and tell you that it's been a learning process. It's easy to create a small map, but when we're talking about thousands of acres, it's a much different project. So in this video series, we're going to be talking about what I've learned using DroneDeploy and a Phantom 4 Pro to map a 3,000 acre property. As you can imagine, this is a big project. In fact, it can't be done in just a few hours. It's going to be multiple days. So one thing I recommend is going ahead and packing some snacks and a lunch and plan on being there all day. Because if you're in a remote area like I was, you're not going to be able to break away, go get lunch, come back, and just get back to work. In fact, every minute counts. And we'll talk about that in another video. But to avoid wasting a bunch of time and to really maximize the time that you have and be most efficient, I recommend packing a lunch and packing some snacks to go along. I brought water, I brought Gatorade and Powerade, I brought some chips, some dip, some food that I could heat up really easily, and things that I could keep in a cooler that didn't have to be heated up. And I would definitely recommend bringing your lunch with you, because it's gonna be a long day, and you don't want to be taking a break and going off site traveling. In our case, we were having to travel 40 minutes to the nearest restaurant, nearest town is 40 minutes away, and that's pretty remote. In fact, we wasted a lot of time the second day having to do that very thing because we forgot something. So a 40-minute trip there and 40 minutes back, plus whatever time it takes for you to do what you need to do, that's a huge time sink, and you'd be wasting a lot of time. So the very first thing I would recommend is prepare your lunch, bring some snacks, bring a cooler, and just prepare to stay there throughout the day. Okay, so another thing I would recommend is make sure that you bring things that'll help you stay comfortable. I'm a fair-skinned guy, blonde hair, not a whole lot of hair, but I have fair skin and I burn easy. So I always make sure that I have sunscreen in the truck, something with a lot of SPF. Personally, I use 45 or 50 SPF, but I recommend having sunscreen, a hat with a large bill around your ears and your neck. That's going to be really helpful for you. And whatever else that'll help you stay comfortable in the sun, or if it's cold, bring gloves, bring a jacket or something, but make sure that you're prepared for the weather that day. And if you need sunscreen, bring that, bring a hat so you don't get sunburned, because you're going to be out there in the elements all day long. For me, I spend most of my day, a lot of the days, sitting behind a computer or in front of a computer and editing video, right? Or some sort of other task. Running my business, I'm usually sitting at my desk. I don't think about these things. But for someone to get out and away from your desk and get busy working on a project out in the elements, these things will really make a big difference for you when you get out there. So make sure that you bring sunscreen, a hat, and whatever else that you'll need to stay comfortable for the day, and be sure to look at the weather before, just to help you plan.